Alright class, here's a quick time lapse of the nose square. As you can see, I started off with the shapes of the nose first, and I'm shading from left to right. That way I'm making sure that I'm not smearing my drawing. Since I'm right-handed, I work from left to right. And as you can see, I'm only using a number 2 yellow pencil, same thing used on an exam, nothing fancy, and an eraser. So you see I'm trying to shade in the shape and then also in the motion that I believe that the shadow's falling on that cheek and on the bottom of the nose there, above the lip. Um, Remember when you are shading to go back over in little circles that you can kind of get rid of that scratchiness, especially using a number 2 pencil. You get a lot of that scratchiness in your pencil, in your shading. Also be aware that anything that looks like it's just a pure skin with a very, very light shadow, either leave it the white of the paper or add a very minimal amount of pencil lead there. I keep telling you guys to only use the white of the paper. That way it pops out a lot more. Now on the upper lip or the stubbles that you can use a stipple method to create those dashes of the stubble. Now on the actual tip of the nose, you want to use more of a hatch method to create kind of a circular motion of that shadow around the nose. Notice the center of it where there is a lot of light, you want to leave that the white of the paper. And notice I'm going back over a lot of areas in circles so I can make sure I get rid of a lot of that scratchiness. I'm using my eraser to recreate some of those highlights that I accidentally went over. And here I'm doubling up and going back over different areas to darken them. And that's all hand pressure. Remember, none of this should be smudged. It should all just be hand pressure. And just be aware of what the shape of those shadows are. I keep coming back with the eraser to make sure that I don't cover too much of the highlights. I kind of went over it too much on the right there, so I kept going back over it with the eraser. Now, if you look at the actual reference photo, the right side of that face has a lot of light in it. So honestly, the right side of that square of your drawing should have very minimal pencil lid. And you're going to see in mine that I almost leave the whole right side completely blank. So don't overwork it. And remember, the number one thing I'm stressing in class is to use hand pressure. So where there's dark values, you want to press in a little harder. And where there's light values, you want to press very minimal. And to get rid of that graininess, you want to shade over that with very small circles so that it fills in those gaps and gets rid of all that scratchiness or graininess. And remember, take small breaks, look at your reference photo, and look at your own square and see if things are lining up. See if the shadows you're creating are the same shape as what's on the reference photo. That way, you get something that's more realistic looking to what's on the actual reference photo. Just take your time, be patient with it, and it should come out.